If you're one of those people who thinks a dog's suitability is all about how cuddly it looks, or if its fur is short, then you really need to listen to this.
Hmm.
Because today we are diving into a huge canine contradiction. We're focusing on breeds that are, I mean, they're basically masters of deception. They look like these gentle, easy companions,
Right?
but they are secretly carrying instincts that cause some really intense, real-world problems for their owners.
Yeah.
And the dog we've really zeroed in on, the one that fools people over and over again, is the Beagle.
Of course.
I mean, look, we all love that face, but we have to unpack why this popular idea of the Beagle as an easygoing family pet is, well, it's often one of the most dangerous labels out there.
Especially if you have any kind of limitation on your physical strength. It's critical.
Exactly.
And we should be clear from the get-go, this is not about, hating on a wonderful breed.
No, not at all.
This is all about practical knowledge. We're here to understand their biology so you, listening right now, can avoid a really frustrating and maybe even dangerous mismatch.
A mismatch, that's the perfect word for it.
Because choosing a dog on looks alone. That's just a recipe for misery. For you and for the dog. We're just trying to be honest here.
Okay, so let's get into this deception. Because beagles fool people so consistently, and it's actually easy to see why. On paper, they look perfect.
The on-paper dog.
Yes. First off, they just look manageable. They're a medium-sized dog, usually around 10 to 15 kilos.
Right. It doesn't feel intimidating.
Not at all. And they have that short fur, which just screams low maintenance. But the face, I think the face is what seals the deal.
Oh, absolutely. The big, round, soulful eyes, those long, floppy ears.
They have this permanent look on their face that just says, I didn't do it. I couldn't possibly have chewed that shoe.
It's an incredibly appealing visual package. And what's worse, for a potential owner, is that their temperament profile seemed to back all of that up.
Right, all the sources agree on this part.
They're friendly, they're social, they're great with kids. They don't have those, territorial instincts of a bigger guard dog or the snappiness of some smaller breeds.
So you go online and you see them labeled perfect family dogs, gentle companions, easygoing,
All the keywords.
all of them. And you think, okay, this is simple. Manageable size, easy grooming, sweet personality. This dog can handle my life.
And that's it. That perceived ease is exactly where the trouble starts.
Which takes us right into the biology, the non-negotiable science of it all.
Exactly. The central conflict with the Beagle is that it is a scent hound. It has been bred for hundreds of years for one single purpose. Follow a trail and do not get distracted.
And their noses they're just incredible instruments. I remember one source said they have something like 50 times the number of scent receptors as a human.
At least. It's not just a good nose, it's an evolutionary search engine. For a Beagle, smelling isn't just a hobby. It's their entire identity. Their whole brain is built for that one job.
So how does that actually work in the brain?
Well, what's fascinating is how the information is processed. So when you give a command, like come or stop, that sound goes to one part of the brain.
Okay.
But the scent information, that incredibly complex trail of a rabbit that ran through here 2 hours ago, that signal bypasses the logical part of the brain and goes straight into the oldest, most primal, most prioritized areas.
So the nose trumps the ears every single time.
Every time. A Beagle doesn't live by your voice. It lives by its nose. End of story.
So if they catch a trail, it could be anything. A squirrel, a piece of old pizza 50 yards away.
Doesn't matter. It's like a switch is flipped. The moment that scent is captured, the Beagle just disconnects.
Disconnects from what?
From everything. From you,
What?
from the leash, from your voice. It is an immediate, total sensory override. And that's why owners say, I called my dog 10 times and got zero reaction.
It's not disobedience.
It's not in the way we usually think of it. It's instinct completely overriding any training you've ever done.
So that explains why even really dedicated owners struggle. You can spend thousands on training.
It doesn't matter. The minute that nose hits the ground and that scent engine kicks in, you're pitting 6 months of puppy school against millions of years of selective breeding.
The instincts are always going to win.
They always win. And that drive is what leads to these shocking real-life situations that completely shatter that gentle image.
Right. So the lack of recall is one thing, but it's the sheer physical force that catches people completely off guard.
Yeah.
One person described it not as a dog walking away, but as having a small, furry train suddenly attached to your wrist.
That's a great way to put it. They go from this sweet little dog to a low-slung missile. and they'll pull you like you're not even there.
And that's the thing. They're only 10 or 15 kilos, but the force they generate is incredible.
It's because it's so sudden. It's a sharp, explosive burst of acceleration focused on one single point. It creates a momentum that's way more powerful than their body weight would suggest.
And their commitment is absolute.
Totally. They will run until they either lose the trail or, and this is the tragic part, until the owner loses them.
Which is why you can never, ever let them off leash in an open area.
Never. The sources are full of heartbreaking stories. We're not talking about a dog that's gone for 20 minutes. We're talking about beagles disappearing for hours, sometimes days.
Just following a scent.
Just following a scent, through neighborhoods, across busy roads, into the woods. The risk of losing your dog is so severe, and the sad truth is, a lot of those dogs are never found.
Okay, so if losing the dog isn't scary enough, let's talk about the immediate danger to the owner. Because this is where that mismatch becomes truly dangerous for vulnerable people.
Yes.
We talk about seniors or anyone with limited physical strength or balance issues. And suddenly that 10-kilo dog is a major liability.
A huge one. And we can break down the risk. The first and most obvious one is the fall risk.
Right.
When a small dog lunges like that, unexpectedly, it generates a shocking amount of force that just yanks on your center of gravity. You're pulled off balance before you can even think to brace yourself.
And for an older person, that's catastrophic.
It can be. Being dragged forward or even just tripped by the leash, suddenly going taut.
Yeah.
We're talking about really severe outcomes here. Hip fractures, broken wrists, head injuries.
Things with long, long recovery time.
Exactly. A routine afternoon walk can turn into a 6-month hospital stay because of one squirrel.
And then there's the danger that comes after, the emotional and physical strain.
The aftermath.
Yeah. I mean, imagine you're walking your dog, they catch a scent, slip their collar, and they're just gone. For someone who can't move quickly, that panic is overwhelming. You have to chase them, search for hours, cover distances you're just not physically capable of.
And this is where we see these really startling cases of what you could call secondary hospitalization.
What do you mean by that?
The sources cite actual cases where older owners end up in the hospital, not because the dog attacked them, but from the sheer physical exhaustion and stress of trying to find their lost beagle.
Wow.
The frantic searching can elevate your heart rate, your blood pressure. It can trigger a genuine medical emergency.
And that burden just keeps going, doesn't it? Even if you find the dog.
Oh, absolutely. You're stuck with expensive training classes that don't really work on the core instinct. You're printing lost dog posters. You're going to the vet for injuries the dog got while it was running loose. That charming pet becomes a constant source of stress and management.
Which brings us to this really uncomfortable truth that so many beagle owners eventually face. One source mentioned it took them 6 months to realize it.
And what was that?
That a beagle's happiness depends on being free to follow its nose, but giving it that freedom makes it incredibly dangerous in our world.
It's a complete catch-22, a no-win situation.
Exactly. You're left with two really bad paths. Path one, you keep them tightly controlled.
Right. Short leash, no off-leash time, maybe even crated a lot.
And they become anxious and frustrated. Their core biological need isn't being met, so they act out.
Then path two.
You try to give them the freedom they want.
And they bolt. They pull you over. They disappear. It's an almost impossible lifestyle unless you have a very specific setup. It's a fundamental mismatch between their biology and, 21st century life.
So what does this all boil down to for you, the listener? I think the rule is actually very simple. Don't choose a dog because it looks sweet. Choose a dog that actually fits your life, your home, and your physical ability.
It sounds so obvious, but so many people don't do it.
I know. Beagles can be amazing dogs, truly. But they need a specific life. You live in the suburbs, you have a huge 6-foot-high, securely fenced yard, you have strong legs and can run.
You have the strength to anchor a small rocket when it decides to launch.
Yes. But they are a genuinely terrible idea if you live in an apartment, if your walks are on city sidewalks next to traffic, or if you just can't handle that sudden, violent pull.
And that's what real love and responsibility is. Ensuring the dog's nature matches your ability to manage it. It's about keeping you both safe. This isn't a training failure, it's a mismatch.
And here's something to think about more broadly. If the beagle's biology dictates its behavior this strongly, it sort of forces us to redefine what an easy dog really is, right?
It does.
So what other breeds that we think of as sweet or easy have these hidden instinctual drives, like a border collie's need for constant work,
Yeah.
or a whippets prey drive.
All things that can lead to massive owner difficulty if they aren't prepared.
It's definitely something to think about before you visit the shelter. You have to look past the velvet ears.
Indeed. Understanding the function of the breed, not just the form, is the ultimate key to a happy life with a dog.
That's our deep dive for today. We'll catch you next time.